Alrighty, so what have you been playing this week?
Well, with how long we've kind of been stuck and been going along with things that have been going on, I've been diving back into my collection and spending hours upon hours diving into several video game worlds, including Darksiders world, where everything is flippin' dead. Aside from the things that are not dead, like angels and demons and the horsemen of the apocalypse.
So, I own, I think, all the Darksiders games, but I've never played one.
It's essentially like Zelda to start, and then going to more of an RPG thing, and then trying a Dark Souls thing, but I haven't touched that much. But aside from that, thing of yayness, I picked up an indie game known as Fables.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
It's essentially a small indie company that was like, hey, we like the Paper Mario series, the one on the N64 and the 1,000-Year Door.
Oh,
because they're neats. But then Nintendo made a whole bunch of other Paper Marios and took it a bit more in a stylistic direction.
Oh.
And they were like,
I've seen, like, some things on this game. It pretty much just is Paper Mario, but with, like, bugs.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But with the difference of the characters have a bit more substance to them.
Well, yeah, like, 1,000-Year Door was... every character had some substance in some fashion, except for maybe Mario.
Yeah, but then each of them got their own story, where this is 3 characters going on a large quest and having a personality and idea of all the circumstances they go through. And it is neat. Though one of the characters does have amnesia, so you kind of had to deal with that for a bit.
It's fun. But, yeah, that's one that I kind of want to check out at some point, but yeah.
Again, it is a neat.
Alrighty. Justin, what have you been playing?
Probably a lot of Phantasy Star Online 2.
Oh,
more than what's healthy for me.
So, more than a minute. Because I just assume the minute you boot that game up, you get sick.
No. It is a bad addiction that I have right now.
Oh, so it's a bit more of a case of you start at a particular point in the day, then you look at your clock and it's like, oh, it's 3 a.m.
No, I look at the clock and see like, oh, it's 8 a.m. Yeah.
I think a case of timing might assist with that.
Yeah, it just released North America to PC a few weeks ago. And been playing almost non-stop ever since.
That sounds terrifying.
It is terrifying, yes, I agree. And I love every minute of it.
Are we going to need to make an intervention session for yous?
Are we going to have to make you play a good game?
No. I mean, I could talk about the fact that I played through Persona 5 Royal and Dragon Quest... whichever, I can't remember right now.
Was it the 8th one that was on the PlayStation 2 or further?
No, I haven't actually gotten through 6 or 7 yet. Knows what it was working on.
Alright, so I've played this little independent game you've probably never heard of. It's this little independent game from a studio you've probably never heard of. It's called The Last of Us.
Wow.
Oh, Naughty Dog.
Yes. Like I said, a tiny independent studio you've never heard of. The Last of Us is freaking great.
Yeah.
I still have to go through Last of Us 1.
Which is why I am not going to spoil anything.
Well, yeah, obviously.
So we figured you got roughly halfway through the game.
Roughly halfway.
Because you got up to the dam, which I figure is about halfway.
I think I am not 100% certain.
Yeah, but I'm not going to spoil anything that happens after that.
Wow.
It's feckin' great.
Meh. It's very story-based.
It is, which is the type of game that I like.
I mean, there is also, the gameplay of, getting away from the stupid clickers and stuff.
Yes. So, for anybody who is yet to play the game, basically, giant viral apocalypse happens. Seems fitting. Except people start turning into clickers, which have these, fungus things growing out of their head, and eventually fungus starts covering their entire body.
I just practically call them mushroom zombies.
That's basically what they are, yeah.
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 And you play as Joel, and you have to deliver Ellie to the Fireflies because she is for some reason immune to this infection.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the first game.
Yes.
I think it's more or less true in the second game, probably because she's like the protagonist, I guess.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So, a little advice for anybody starting the first game that I wish I knew at the beginning of the game too. 1, if there's something you can pick up, pick it up.
Well, I actually try to look for anything in the environment, but there's hardly anything usually.
Yeah.
If there is cloth, alcohol, or anything like that, pick it up because you need to craft shit.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I'm usually thorough.
Also, craft a lot of health kits and shivs. They will save your life.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
what difficulty are you playing on?
I imagine he plays on easy.
Yep. But I still recommend having a lot of health kits and shivs.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Because there's no regenerating health.
Mm.
And you have to use health kits, and they take time to apply.
Okay.
Shivs are very important because if a clicker does get close to you, you have to shiv it. You can't fight it off otherwise.
The sort of system reminds me of like Metal Gear Solid 3, kind of.
Okay, I have never played that.
Oh
no, that's Snake Eater, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I played like half an hour of it.
The sneakies are very important.
Yes, stealth is very important. Do not try to go into combat.
Yeah, you don't want to
Your shit will get wrecked.
You don't want to try to engage with these at all.
No, you want to sneak up and attack from behind.
Yeah.
Yes. Fantastic game. Has an amazing ending, which I will not spoil.
No.
But be prepared for emotion. Because, oh boy, you have to do some shit at the end of that game that you are not going to feel good about.
Sounds good.
I think just even at the start, there's a couple things that you're probably not going to feel that great about.
Oh, it gets worse.
Mm.
Because, like, most of the things you kill in the beginning of the game, you have a legitimate reason for killing.
Mm.
You can argue the end of the game, Joel kind of becomes a villain a little bit, sorta. But not really. Because, like, he has a moral dilemma, and it's... who knows if he made the right decision or not.
Wow.
Anyway, now to get to the reason that anybody clicked on this video. The Last of Us Part 2. Because that game has probably sold a ton of units in its first couple of days.
I don't know. It probably still has a way before it beats out Animal Crossing.
I don't know. Anyway, The Last of Us Part 2. I've only played about an hour and a half, so I'm not super far into it. But fuck, is the game gorgeous. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, it's not running on the PS3's engine or whatever. It's using, like, PS4 graphics.
It looks incredible. Honestly, if the PS5 had the same level of graphics and just, like, better particle effects...
And faster loading, probably.
Yeah, I would
yeah.
be basically happy. Because I'm like, graphically, I don't need much. Like, improve the hair and improve, like, particles and stuff, and I'm happy. I don't really need anything to look prettier than this, because this is fucking pretty.
Duly noted. This level around PlayStation 4 heading into PlayStation 5 is good enough. Don't get crazier, people!
They already went crazy with, like, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I would argue The Last of Us 2 looks as good. Like, there's still little things that don't look great in games, like hair. Because hair is really...
Hair's not an easy
hard.
thing to, like, just do.
Well, because it's hard, it's nearly impossible to animate hair.
Yeah.
Story-wise, I can't speak too much about it because I'm not terribly far in. But again, stealth is very important.
I imagine.
I've gone through the first hour and a half of the game. I think I've only fired a couple of shots, but that's it. I've basically had to shiv everything else. Fantastic game. Go buy it. I know there's a bunch of people who are pissing and moaning about the game online. Don't listen to them. It's fantastic. Although apparently there was a review embargo that you're not allowed to talk about the second half of the game. But... And apparently it's like 25 hours long. So...
Oh, okay.
Depending on how the story sort of goes with it.
All
the additional stuff that's in it, most likely.
Honestly, considering, like, looking at the amount of work and stuff that's gone into this, I'm happy to spend 25 hours in this. Like, it doesn't... I'm like, yep, fine. It looks amazing. It plays really well. It basically plays the same as the first one. Although there is one mechanic I hate. And it was in the first game, and it's in this one too. You have to shake the controller to recharge your flashlight. Which is annoying as piss.
No.
I would rather have a button prompt. I hate motion controls like that.
Is there any, like, button that isn't...
Nope. Every button is mapped to something else.
Oh, is that why they said to the shaky?
I guess, but I would rather have it be like hold down both triggers or something.
Or basically go into a menu, maybe?
I don't really like menus because that breaks up the flow.
But just thinking...
Or like, even if it was like an option in like your weapon, kind of like not a weapon wheel, but your little weapon thing to select and recharge, like that would be better.
I think it might also be an aesthetic sort of particular thing with it that matches. With you bringing that up, it brings up another game that I've been working on. Older title from the PlayStation 4, infamous Second Son, where playing through that game as the main character, one of his personality traits is he's a tagger using a spray can. And going around the city, you can find particular spots where you can spray on the wall, and it literally, you have to take your controller, flip it on your side, and hold it as a spray can, using the trigger to spray and having to shake it to let some of the paint out. In that sort of case, I can understand it, and I can sort of see it with this, with the flashlight needing to be charged, but I can somewhat see it, though I can't think of much of a remedy for it if most other things are mapped to other buttons.
Yeah, I for the most part, I really dislike motion controls. Because I think they're inherently, like, to me, they're inherently game-breaking. Because it's like, now do this weird thing with your controller. And I'm like, yeah, but could I just not hit a button? I would rather just hit a button. Now, if it's like a tennis game, I don't mind it. Like on the Wii, when you have the like that, that's fine.
Well, yeah, that was
when that matches up fairly well.
That's the gameplay.
Yeah, but in a game like this, I just don't think it works very well. Anyway, let's talk a little about the PlayStation 5 because that got revealed.
The gigantic router.
Okay, so I've made this joke too, but I actually think the design is pretty good.
It is fairly neat.
It is feckin' huge.
I still had to laugh when I saw it revealed. I'm like, it just looks funny to me in a way. But I mean, of course, we're all gonna laugh at it because I mean, everyone laughed at the Wii.
I think it was kind of a case of I agreed with a couple particular people that most of the base PlayStation devices, aside from the PlayStation 1, had more of a black design when they were first introduced, and despite the middle. This thing is covered in a whole lot of white and has a lot of contrast to it. And on the one hand,
it does stand out.
Striking and interesting to look at, but in other cases it's like, oh man, look at that big white box.
Oh, it's a big white box.
Yeah, so on one hand, it is a very modern design. On the other hand, it will not blend in with the rest of the stuff you have by your TV.
It looked like a portal turret thing.
It's a fine design. I just would have been happier with just a plain black box. Because at least that would just kind of blend in and not be super showy.
No.
This feels like it screams for attention.
True.
Yeah.
I think the other interesting thing was they're focusing as well as going with a traditional design as well as a more of a digital design with how things are nowadays.
Yeah, so they're doing the old digital edition, which hopefully... I'm assuming it'll be a bit cheaper, but...
Probably by $100.
Probably 50, because the Xbox All Digital was only $50 cheaper.
Again, it would be kind of a question of what sort of things they would include aside from the disk drive that would be needed in the one. Would there be some additional space inside of it with the digital edition for how much would be placed onto it, or would it still be a case of you would need external SD cards to place into it to actually give you the space you need in some cases?
I wouldn't think so. There's like, I don't know how much space is on the SSD, but like,
so
it should be okay.
Right? Okay, so the rumor I've heard is that it's like 865 gigs after provisioning and everything, which is a decent amount of space.
Yeah, decent jump up.
It could fit like
you could fit
large titles.
A couple of games on it.
Nothing.
Well, a couple of games because games are 100 gigs now.
Yeah, when they decide not to compress them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like most games are 100 gigs. Anyway, so let's go through the titles that have been announced for PS5.
Oh man, these Spider-Man.
GTA 5 again.
Grand Theft Auto 5. Which
What
to
a
another
reveal
console.
to show it off immediately.
Like,
It doesn't show off
how
anything.
long is it supposedly gonna be until we actually supposedly get
Never.
6?
Just never.
Until Grand Theft Auto Online is not super profitable.
So never.
Yeah, not for a while. And that's coming in 2021. So we're not getting GTA 6 till at least like 2023.
Was GTA
I'm
5
honestly
in
thinking-
2021?
That's
What?
what GameSpot is telling me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm assuming they're right.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I thought it was a launch, but I guess not.
I mean, it might be launch window because it's going to launch probably like
Well, yeah,
October.
launch window. It is.
We also have Spider-Man Miles Morales.
I need Spider-Man.
It's basically an expansion.
Well, it's technically a separate game.
I honestly like to think of it as kind of the...
It's like a
situation-
sidequel.
The situation that happened with, again, infamous Second Son, with the first game,
Yeah.
and then one of the other characters being added in as a digital download, but it was more of her story going through more of the game with her abilities.
Yes. Gran Turismo 7, which will feature a campaign mode, which, I mean, look, I'm not a Gran Turismo person.
Did they not have a campaign?
I don't know. I've played one Gran Turismo game in my life, Justin.
I haven't.
And that was 2 on the PlayStation 1.
I haven't at all.
These games always look incredible,
Yeah,
and I know
very
people love them because they are very...
Car-centric?
No, because they are very, like, simulation heavy.
Yeah, it's. I don't really care much for the car simulations too much, unless it's like in VR.
Oh man,
I want to
driving
try
it.
that at some point.
Oh
I
man,
think this
driving
one does
car
have a
with-
VR mode.
I haven't actually heard of anything for PlayStation VR being on the PlayStation 5 yet, so...
They showed it with the PlayStation 5, didn't they? Like, in an image? So I'm assuming we're getting an updated headset.
I don't know.
I thought it was shown in that because they had like the charger and like all this stuff.
As long as
If
they
it
don't
was-
use the stupid move
If
controllers.
it's within the
and
package,
stuff.
I didn't specifically see it, but
Oh,
I
no,
vaguely remember that there was something.
It
That
won't
they
be
showed
included with the
VR.
console, but they
Well,
showed like
no,
the
no.
console and the controllers, and then like you got the charging station, and I thought the VR headset was there too.
I think there was a camera and then the specific remote. I think it was showing more of a family style.
Yeah.
I know that there was one section where they were showing off a bit of... Well, that might have been more demonstration on what the controller could do. I don't think that they really explained that much with the VR, from what I can remember.
Okay, anyway.
Ratchet and Clank Drift Apart. It's a
New
new Ratchet and Clank game.
Hell yeah.
Automatic buy,
It is neat.
and it
It would be a buy for whenever I get a PS5 and, like, whenever I get a PS5, because I don't really get PlayStation consoles at launch.
Oh, and of course, the thing that the internet went flipping about. Oh man, female lawbacks!
I guess so.
also the fact that you can like switch between worlds so rapidly is really cool.
Not
Yeah,
just
That
the
really
fact
shows
making
off
use
the
of-
SSD.
Yeah, they're making use of the SSD.
Well, it's an NVMe M.2 drive. Like it loads super fast.
And
Yeah, and I assume that going through that vortex is, like, the loading, like, room, which doesn't take that long to go through.
My thing was I think that's part of the gameplay.
I
So, like,
yeah,
you can
there's-
drop through different worlds. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I know.
It's the fact that that sequence with going through the purple portals as well as the grappling with the yellow ones, which, by the way, is one heck of a weird sight to see with you essentially don't move but everything else does. Both those seem about the same and don't really affect much of gameplay. So I think it's not so much a case of Metroid Prime door openings and those sorts of
Well,
cases,
no,
but more
but still,
just complete gameplay sequences.
they would be. We'll see a Sonic
It's-
game done this way somehow.
Alrighty. Project Athia, which we don't know a whole lot about other than it features werewolf-looking things.
The concept for it looks interesting, but again, with what they described, it's like, so it's a person that gets warped into a fantasy world, maybe?
Yeah, I don't really know, and Stray. Instant buy.
There's a cat,
You have my money, Sony.
and there are robots.
You play as a delivery cat.
Kitty backpacks!
I'm buying that game the minute it comes out.
I might need to see more.
I'd
the
have to
actual
see more of
gameplay.
what the gameplay would be like, but
If this-
concept's interesting.
If this is Death Stranding just with a cat, I will be so happy.
deliver monster energy to all these robots.
And then,
Like, yeah, if it's just like oil cans on my back that I have to deliver to like robots, I'd be happy with that.
or it's the
Or
case that, well, I don't know. Would you be interested in seeing a cat that was covered in that many packages, or that sort of thing, or just the fact that there's a backpack but it can hold infinite things inside of it?
I don't care.
Eh.
Returnal, which looks interesting, but I don't know how it's a video game.
Well, I mostly saw it
Well-
as the indie-developed game Dead Cell, where it's the style where you go out, you play, you die, but you keep specific power-ups and build yourself up to go back out to explore through the world.
Kind of like Axiom Verge.
I believe so, yeah. It has the same sort of style there. But again, I've only seen so much from the trailer that it showed and the little bit of gameplay that was within it, so... It'd be interesting to see how it goes about it, but...
I'm not too terribly interested, and I have to always laugh whenever the title is said.
Oh, it's a terrible title.
Oh, yes.
It's bad. I'm like, this isn't a launch. Like, this isn't the. As it stands now, I'm not buying this when it comes out. But they
not
could
really
convince
interested,
me.
But,
I'm on the fence on this one.
No.
Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Oh, Sackboy.
it's Super
It's
Mario
lovely
3D
cute.
World.
It's a 3D platformer, and it looks like it will be fun.
It just
And
looks...
just the close-ups that they had with some of the stuff and how realistic it looked with some of that stuff. It was amazing.
Yes. Destruction Allstars. Oh, yes.
It's like Fortnite, only with vehicles and absolute craziness.
What, if, like Rocket League and Fortnite have a baby or something?
Basically, yes.
Okay.
It's like a destruction derby, but there's also people on foot.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Like,
it
if your
looks-
car's destroyed, you're still in the game, but have fun trying to make it.
It looks like it's going to just be wacky fun.
No, I
Sounds
definitely
like
agree.
it.
I think you might have skipped one of the particular ones if you're going down the list, but I remember seeing one, Kana...
We're getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighties, my apologies.
Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Yay!
I don't know too much about this, but it does look nice.
It looks phenomenal. The little things with all the little fluff things, all the character designs, and just the function from what I can understand seeing, it looks neat. It's a mix of Okami's style of rebuilding the world, basic fighting style, kind of meshing a bit of Legend of Zelda and a couple of third-person shooters, and then the Pikmin mechanic of having little things assist with moving specific stuff around and collecting them to help out with your cause.
This is the one that looked like a Pixar movie, wasn't it?
Essentially, yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, visually it looks really nice. I don't know if I'll be interested in the actual game, though.
In my case, most assuredly, it is the very much needs.
Goodbye, Volcano High. First question. Is this a series I just don't know anything about?
No.
No, I think this is
Okay.
new.
It seems like a new concept. It's
the
also like it looks like just like a story-based game mostly.
Because the fact that it's called Goodbye, Volcano High, I assumed it was the end of a series.
No, it I don't think so.
I think it's the case of, oh man, they're dinosaurs and they died from a meteor, but instead it's their graduating high school.
Yeah. Oddworld, Soulstorm. I might play this. I don't know because I've never played any of the Oddworld games.
Ditto.
Nor have I.
It definitely looks interesting, but yeah, from what the creator kind of said before the trailer came up, yeah, I'm not sure that trailer was supposed to be funny, good sir.
Ghostwire Tokyo,
Yes.
which was shown a while back initially. No thanks. This is not for me.
I don't remember seeing it previously, but
It was at
neat.
E3 2019. It's been shown like a while ago.
But with its concept of having kind of a first-person style with all of the horror aspects within it, it is intriguing. But definitely the spoopies.
Yeah, I don't mind spoopies. There's just, I don't know. Jett, The Far Shore.
Yes.
I don't really remember anything about this. I don't really care.
Honestly, half these titles I can't really remember anything about.
Here.
With Jett, this one is the spaceship.
The spaceship one? The one that didn't really show any gameplay, just showed a concept?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Oh, we're getting to, like, in my opinion, the worst game on this list, possibly.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Godfall.
Oh yes, that one. Like
that.
the first time they showed it, it's like all this supposed grandeur sort of things. Like, oh man, what could they supposedly do with it? And then they show the trailer this time. It's just the pop music. Oh man, it's like all the Fortnite or other things trying to be hip and cool. And it's like, honeys, what are you doing?
I hate the look of this game.
I didn't mind the aesthetic. It definitely looks interesting for what they're trying to do, and it kind of has the Among Honor look to it with its fighting style and other sorts of thing there, but they didn't really go too much into how the entire gameplay loop kind of goes. Just the fact that it's fighting, you fight a specific amount of people, and you gain abilities to power yourself up, supposedly.
Yeah, it's published by Gearbox, and I have this funny feeling that it's going to be a lot like Borderlands.
Well...
And I just think, I think the aesthetic I can't stand it. I don't know what it is exactly, but nope. Solar Ash.
Oh yes, that
from
was
the creators of Hyper Light Drift. Yeah, I don't care.
That was in meaties. It's like all the space things, and then you meet up with a person, and it's just like, oh, you're here. Well, you're gonna die. Oh, man!
There's a lot of space stuff in this list.
Here and there, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, there at least 3 so far.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to that huge one.
Hitman 3 was shown, which I'll buy it, just not on PS5.
With the...
They showed a trailer for Hitman 3.
Oh, for that one.
You know, FPS sort of deal.
The Hitman games are great,
Meh.
but I could not play them on a console.
Yeah, I
I
never
need a
really
mouse
like
and
gaming
keyboard.
with joysticks either.
Astro's Playroom, which...
Oh, yeah.
Super happy. It's a free thing you get with the PlayStation 5. And apparently, I think there was one on PS4 that was quite good. But I never touched it. Little Devil Inside.
Oh, that one. That one had an interesting sort of concept. Like the fact that it had an adventure running around doing all this crazy stuff and then just random old man doing his everyday things. And it's a question of, is it the thought of that gentleman's life, of what he's done before, or is it more of a mental concept of all the things that he's supposedly wrestling within his mind?
NBA 2K21 got a trailer, and I will give them credit, it looked really, really good. It looks pretty.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was weird, though, since the person that announced it almost looked like one of the characters. And I'm like, okay, am I just going insane, or are they announcing it with the character from a video game?
So, the NBA 2K franchise, the games are really good. The microtransactions are really bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they showed the trailer, and they showed, a sweaty guy shooting a basket?
Pretty much.
I think,
Alright.
with that particular series, it's kind of working on a story mode sort of thing.
They do have story modes, but the frustrating part is always your character doesn't progress fast enough unless you spend money.
Ooh, pay to win.
So, basically, yes, because it's like, oh, you start off, playing in college or whatever, and you're competitive in college, but then you get to the NBA and you're, a 34 overall, and everybody else is an 80. And you're like, well, shit. Bugsnax. Bugsnax looks amazing.
I have to agree.
This might be the most charming game ever.
Maybe. But I had to laugh because when I heard the name Bugsnax, I could not hear what it actually said and just thought it said butt sex. I heard it twice and I'm like,
yeah.
what is the game called again?
I do have to agree with you. It wasn't until I saw the title that I sort of got an idea of, oh, that's what it's called. But yeah, my mind did not immediately dive into that particular range. Though, strangely enough, I got flippin' jump scared by the end bit of that with, it's like, oh, at night, all the creatures come together to become monsters and try to kill you.
It's made by the folks that did Octodad.
I know.
And it looks super charming, and I can't wait to play
Octodad is
it.
charming as well.
I haven't played Octodad.
Yes.
It's charming gameplay.
Oh, and just
story.
And just the case of going through the interview, it's like, hey, you need to come help. I tried to carry stuff with my little wiener hands, and now the town's on fire. Again?
Yeah, so the whole gimmick of the game is like you eat something and then that replaces part of your body. So you eat a strawberry and you get strawberry hands.
Yes.
And it's good.
Eat a sandwich and... Well, yeah.
I want to know how that's going to work in the game, and I can't wait to find out. Like, don't tell me any more about it. You've already sold me on it.
Mm-hmm.
Demon Souls.
Apparently
yes,
that's getting a remake.
It's getting a remake for the PS5.
With Blue...
It's Blue Point doing it.
Blue Point, yes. The Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus. They did the Nathan Drake collection. They've done a bunch of remasters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They do really good work.
With how it definitely sort of looked with all of that, it looks very neat. Though I do agree with a couple of people, it's not as bleak as it used to be.
I never played the first one, and I won't play this one. So, Deathloop, which actually does look kind of interesting. Yeah. Alright, so Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil 8.
Interesting.
It's a new Resident Evil game.
Tis.
It's Resident Evil... Okay, have you played Resident Evil 7?
I haven't played 7.
Okay.
I know of 7.
You know that 7's like first person and all that, though?
Yeah, first person, you don't really see the main character at all.
Yes. So 8 is going to be first person as well. And it looks fucking great. Can't wait to play it. It's not going to be a launch title because it's a 2021, but I will buy it. Pragmata, post-apocalyptic, cats are now holograms, horrifying natural disasters wreck the world.
Oh, this one. This one was the big one, like, oh man, you want to see space people? Like, the whole city, then a guy in a whole big high-tech suit comes along and it's like, okay. Throws a bunch of powder and a whole bunch of digital things come up and it's like, okay. And then there's a random girl for some reason and it's like, what the flip is happening? And that's not even bringing in the satellite.
Yeah, it's not supposed to come out until 2022. And they have time to sell me on it, but I don't really care right now. Now, Horizon Forbidden West.
It is neat.
Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a sequel. It looks really pretty. Because the first Horizon also looked very pretty.
Wow.
I still haven't played the first one.
Yeah.
So now I have a reason to.
They look like pretty games that I haven't played. Pretty much. That's what they are to me.
Yeah, I think you would like Horizon Zero Dawn.
I think I would too, probably.
It's in the collection. I just need to get to it.
Yeah, same for me. I have a copy. I'm just like, I've got too much other stuff.
I don't have a copy, but yeah.
It's pretty cheap. Like, you can pick it up cheap now.
Meh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's...
you could find it.
I can't wait to play the first one, and now I have a deadline, because I have to play it before this one comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting 2 PlayStation 5 consoles. We're getting one with a disc tray, and one without, and no date or price or anything like that was revealed.
No official price or anything.
Because the internet explodes enough as it is.
Well, and also, why would they give away everything this far out?
Nah. Again, with supposedly how far along they supposedly are with it, and the crazy analysis it would be for figuring out costs for that sort of thing.
Probably about $500 US.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable guess.
Of course,
Yeah.
reasonable guess whether or not that's actually true.
Well, yeah, remember the PS3 when that was announced? That was
So, I'm assuming that Sony and Microsoft are just playing a game of chicken with this.
I think so,
Because neither of them want to be the first one to reveal their price, because then the other one will immediately undercut them by $50.
I think the interesting question is, who could actually take something like that?
What do you mean?
Well, if it's a case of they release the price for it, with the costs of creating the system and how much it would be for keeping themselves over the red line for payback and whatnot, who would have an easier time? Microsoft or Sony?
Microsoft.
Yeah.
Microsoft, like, Sony is a big company, but Microsoft has Windows. And Windows and Office will make them money in perpetuity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so either way, these consoles are going to be sold at a loss. They always are. With the exception of Nintendo, who somehow manages to sell them at a profit. Alrighty, so what do y'all think of PS5 so far?
It's neat, but it's most likely going to be a system that I'll probably skip unless there's something big and specific in my mind that's like, oh my gosh, I need to get this. Get out of here, older system! Yeet!
Well, it wouldn't yeet the console, but still, I'm not gonna get it at launch. Not until there's just one thing or one type of game that I'd be looking for in the console. Otherwise, I'm just gonna skip out on it for now.
Well, we don't actually know what the launch lineup is yet.
Very true.
Was that not like the launch window of games?
Well,
at least?
they were no, because some of them are for 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be they could have something hidden away that they haven't revealed yet.
Yeah.
They could be a week before the console comes out. They could say, "Oh, by the way, Uncharted 5 is releasing with the console."
There's this game coming out, and everyone
they could pull
flips the table.
If I were running Sony, I would pull that shit.
Yeah.
2 weeks before launch, just say "Oh yeah, by the way, you're getting Uncharted 5 on launch."
Even Uncharted 5 wouldn't get me to get the console.
Oh, either way, I'm buying it on launch.
Yeah. Okay.
If they said Uncharted 5, I would already be pre-ordering it. Because it's a new fucking Uncharted game. And I love Uncharted.
I still need to play 4.
Have you played Lost Legacy?
No. I played 1, 2, and 3.
Another one on your list. And in my case, I still need to get through the entire series. I'm working on 1. Calm down.
Uncharted is really good. I don't know how they're going to make an Uncharted 5 after 4. Unless they have a different character.
Yeah, that would
From what I can tell, 4's supposed to finish...
It finishes Nathan's story.
Yeah, it finishes his story.
That's all I'm going to say. Although, I do think I know what they would do for a 5. I have an inkling.
Just out of curiosity, would it be someone within the cast of the original series, or someone that was somewhat in the story for a bit but stepped out?
Someone who's introduced in Uncharted 4. At the end of the game. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Yeah. So anyway, some additional things that Paul's gonna horribly despise a particular thing. What did the couple people think about the Pokemon Presents announcement that we got this week?
Okay, besides Pokemon Smile, because I'm just...
Oh no, I think Paul needs to hear about this.
No.
There's a phone app for children to brush their teeth with Pokemon.
No.
Yes, there is. And why?
I'm just gonna have a nap because this involves Pokemon.
The only thing that was really interesting was the fact that there's a new Pokemon Snap for the Nintendo Switch that was announced.
It is the neat lookings.
And
it should be
supposedly 1 week after the that Direct that happened, we're
this
getting
coming
another
week on
announcement.
the Wednesday, we're going to be getting some more announcements. There was the other presentation that happened a day or so ago from EA, if I remember correctly, but I'm struggling to try and remember anything interesting from it.
It was EA, so I didn't pay attention. I'm assuming it was, hey, we have sports games.
I think there was the occasional sports games.
And they announced the new Star Wars game that I don't care about.
The other Star Wars game where you could play as the two opposite sides and do the ship shootings and the pew-pewing.
Yeah, it's a wannabe Rogue Squadron. It's Star Wars Squadrons, and I don't care.
And it's not Rogue Squadron, so whatever.
And also, it's an EA game, so it has a billion microtransactions.
Yeah, I'm not really caring much for EA. Still.
Loot boxes. I mean, surprise mechanics.
Oh, surprise mechanics.
Yeah.
Surprise! You spend your money. Okay.
Yeah, I have no patience for EA.
Wow.
But they, pisses me. EA is a terrible company, but they have the Star Wars license. And I love Star Wars games.
Gotta wait until someone buys it off from EA.
Yeah, but EA has, all of the money.
I know. That's not gonna happen for a while unless they really go bankrupt with each of their Star Wars titles.
Yeah, they probably make money on those.
No matter how terrible they are.
It's the only place they can get Star Wars.
Now, just imagine if a good studio got Star Wars. Imagine if Naughty Dog.
I was thinking Naughty Dog too.
Game.
Yeah.
Because there was a Star Wars game in development that was basically described as Star Wars meets Uncharted. Why didn't that get finished?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, and apparently it was pretty far in development.
And
it was
like
like
canned.
Yeah, and it was written by the lady who did the Uncharted games.
Man,
And I'm like, that sounds amazing.
that does sound amazing.
And it looked really good too.
Well, rip.
Yep.
Anywho, that's about as much as I know from gaming news that's been going on recently.
Well, besides the new DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shields came out, and the whole campaign can be done in like an hour or two.
It's like, here's the fancy thing, blah.
Yeah, I mean, that's only like part 1 of the DLC, and I hope the Crown Tundra has at least more content. Just more to sink your teeth into.
With the specific mechanic that they're kind of advertising with it, I honestly think so. This is kind of like the little story thing that they wanted to do. The actual additional gameplay thing is going to be coming in Crown Tundra.
There's no story in Crown Tundra?
There's most likely a story, but the big thing is the exploring and doing the things with.
Well, yeah, there's still exploring an Isle of Armor in some sense, because I got lost like many times looking for Diglets. But, no, the story itself for that particular part doesn't last too long, and it has like an asshole-ish rival, which I kind of appreciate, because I kind of missed that from previous Pokemon titles. But, besides that, it was really short. And by short, I mean, I already finished the Pokedex for it already.
Meh.
Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to mention. Warner Brothers Interactive might be up for sale.
Oh?
And they have a lot of licenses that I really don't want to go to one of the big companies.
Like
The only
Batman?
one...
Well, all of the DC stuff.
Yeah.
They have all of the Lord of the Rings stuff.
Ooh.
They have the Lego games.
Ooh.
Harry Potter, which I don't really care
EA,
about.
stay away from it, EA.
Guess who's the front runner to buy it?
EA?
EA or Activision Blizzard.
God damn it, I don't like either of them.
Fuck.
Well, it's
also just a rumor. Apparently it's valued at $4 billion. And AT&T is in debt for a lot, so they're probably going to sell.
Whatever.
The thing is, I can see EA picking up those sorts of things, because any game that I have from that in the past is kind of been worked with EA to be made so far, so it's just...
My thing is, if EA gets the license, especially for DC, they're going to make Batman games. They're going to probably make a Superman game. But that's all we're going to get. Because anything else will be seen as too risky.
Like, even go as crazy as Batman, Superman.
We're never going to...
Justice League sort of thing?
They might try a Justice League. But they're not going to do a Martian Manhunter game. Which I want. Because Martian Manhunter is the best.
Have they bothered with any of the movie stuff?
Cool, I might sell 2 copies.
Yeah, it would probably sell about 100 copies to people like me who love Martian Manhunter. And everybody else would be like, who?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Although technically he's in the Justice League, so fuck off. We'll never get like an Aquaman game or a Wonder Woman game or a Flash game under EA.
Well, I don't know. With the movies and whatnot being out, there would most likely be at least somewhat of a market.
There's no way EA would make one of those. I don't foresee it.
Yeah,
so I really hope
true.
EA doesn't get it. Now, if somebody like... I'm trying to think of who I would actually want to get those licenses.
Sega? Nah. They don't
No,
have that.
somebody who makes games.
Sega does.
That's debatable. Although apparently Sega's teasing launching a new console.
I haven't really heard of that. Although I have heard of their new mini, they have a portable mini console that they're gonna release, the mini Game Gear.
Really?
Yes.
What's it preloaded with?
I don't know, but I can't tell you how small it is if they're promoting it as a mini.
Well, the Game Gear. Justin, did you ever have a Game Gear?
Was the Game Gear like this big?
They were feckin' huge.
Yeah, because like.
Yeah?
Not quite. I don't think it was quite as big as a Switch. Maybe if you took like the Joy-Cons off and made it like 3 times as thick.
And took like maybe 10 or 12 AA batteries or some shit.
And they would last for about 2 hours.
So essentially what it would be inside of that dock there.
Maybe. I don't know.
Roughly. Yeah. No. And it would drain your batteries in about like an hour or 2.
Maybe a mini Game Gear would be like the size of a Game Boy Advance, I'd hope.
That'd be great. And if it had a bunch of good games in it, I would buy it. Because I love the mini consoles.
Yeah.
Even though I only own one. I have the Genesis.
I haven't heard much more than I don't know if it was really much of an announcement, but it was like a picture showing it or something. So, we'll see eventually.
Also, another great news story. KFC. Did you see this?
Are we talking about the VN?
What?
Okay, go on.
Go on with the KFC.
KFC console.
Oh, KFC console?
Did you see this?
Sorry.
What? No. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up because it's so good. Here, give me a second to pull this up. Yeah, KFC teased a console. Let me just
they make chicken.
Yeah, I know.
So what exactly was the thought process behind this?
I don't know, but it's funny.
The original recipe console.
Okay. KFC console. Okay, so here they released some nonsense with it.
So do they fry the console?
Apparently, it has a place to put your chicken in it. I don't know. No, that's the design of it. It looks amazing. It looks very gamery.
Just a tower sort of thing?
With a bunch of red on it. And apparently they're claiming that it'll run games at like 120 frames per second or something. In 4K. I hope it's a joke.
I hope this is a joke too.
But I kind of don't want it to be.
It sounds like it's like a story from The Onion or something.
No, they actually tweeted it out. Let me find the tweet.
Oh my god.
And they had like a date with it too where they're gonna apparently talk more about it.
I think for buying this console, they should offer, well, I mean, it's a free game on Steam anyways, but that dating sim.
Oh, it has to be pre-installed if it's
It has to be pre-installed on that console, for sure.
Hits 4K 120 frames per second and keeps your chicken nice and warm. Yeah, introducing the KFConsole. # Power Your Hunger. And they released a video that's like 45 seconds long. This is their amazing video. And like, it looks like a legitimate console. It's amazing. Like, that is fucking great. It's got a place to put your chicken.
Oh my god, you just open it?
But, like, they're actually using stuff that makes me go, like, holy shit, this might be real. Because they say, like, it's cross-platform and all sorts of stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, they actually could have released a console.
I don't know what's going to be on it if it's a thing.
Power Your Hunger, 11/12/20. So they're going to apparently... I don't know if that's a release date or what, but I'm assuming that if it's real, and they're claiming 4K 120 frames per second, that it's going to be like a retro throwback. Because to get 4K 120 frames a second, it would have to be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, probably.
Unless it's like if it's an 8 or 16-bit throwback, then you can do that. But yeah.
Honestly, with how that sort of looks, I would not be surprised if just with their chicken boxes, they would make it look like that design.
That would just be ridiculously expensive, though.
Just as a joke. All the designs have that sort of particular label sort of thing looking on it. KFC at the side, just going with that sort of thing. I mostly just sort of see it as kind of a joke. I
hope it's real. I really do. Like, I want it to be basically Super Nintendo that just gets new games. That'd make me so happy. Anyway, until next time, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.